Homing down the angle. They have to check for Dupree, but that damage done. There's the flash. He's good for 2 quick kills, maybe even a little bit more. They line up for him. Elige replies. Bombs drop though, and that kill could have been too little, too late. Elige desperately trying to recover it, does manage to do so. Device on the other side. He's just going to spray through, and he finds Elige blindly, leaving Nitro 1v4.
Nitro will do anything he can here, but that's going to be the round guaranteed for the Danes. Look at this kill. Not going to happen, though. Device will convert it. Nice clean round there. 11-7 has to be the full eco for Liquid. They probe towards middle. Can find 1 kill, but the force bite doesn't really give them the result they need. Great flashback coming in from Dupree. Sets himself up for the 3-man spray down there of the UMP. Lots of money farmed. This is the final kill from a Device just to finish things off here. From the cubby hole. Peeks out. Doesn't let Dupree be taken out. I think we've just got Glocks here. Nothing else at all for Team Liquid as they leave Sport. Best of 5 final is always so exhausting, Harry. Best of 3 normally is mentally draining, but especially when you're entering the 4th map and these high-intensity games on the big stage, especially the crowd against you as well, can be very difficult to keep the concentration up, the skill required to play at this level. Right now, Liquid looked like the better squadron, but they were on the CT side. Astralis just getting warmed up now. 2-1 in the second half.
You really don't imagine these Glocks are going to be able to find anything. If they can maybe kill Glaive, then that's a good round at least from them. But yeah, they're just going to go running his way. Ooh, that's crisp. Maybe a bit more. Second kill going to come in from him. Bomb dropped, and yeah, Liquid have to back away. Interestingly enough, when these teams met on this map in the group stage, it was Astralis to take it. 16-7 victory there, so already Liquid have gone above and beyond, but they have to go that much further. This round going to be going the way of the Danes. Indefinitely. Nako manages 1 and actually almost a second. That would have been unreal, but
yeah, he would have got a plan out of that as well, I think. That's not meant to be. And it will be round 20 here. Money starting to get into a real decent spot for Astralis. They've got the all-powerful Device as well. Here's Glaive getting it done. Brilliant shot there towards Nitro. It was the full E-kit, but still so talented on Inferno. So getting to round number 20 here. Galil out for Naf, 4 AKs with him. They're pretty healthy in terms of the utility. I assume this will be a default, nothing too flashy required as of yet. Players in towards that underpass, but they know how dynamic and scary Device can be as he goes on an opening pick. He takes down Twists. Great shot by him, and that's his calling card in Inferno. He seems to be everywhere. Banana, apartments, top and middle. And he doesn't miss many shots. Twist gave him an opportunity, and he'll pay the price as we get into the next round here.
Elige, can he spy anyone from up here in apartments? He does not. It's Device holding CT. Uncharacteristic miss there from Device. Ooh, Elige, that is not what you want to see. He's going to get naded down to 57 HP. He's not feeling too hot, but Taco is there to help him out. And now you can see having to drop down into the pit. That's Magisk. A Molotov off the angle. He's having to play this one wide. Good shot onto Naf, and still more players coming his way. Magisk is locking down the pit. And Nitro, 1v4, is good with the first frag. Still more players coming his way, and Glaive just deletes him. 11-9, Liquid starting to lose this lead now as Astralis claw their way back in the second half.
Well, there it is. Magisk has been making quite a name for himself over in that pit position. This time it's with the Galil. He sprays 3 of them down, calm as you like. Always finding at least 1, but that was absolutely brilliant from him. Device to open up that first kill to take down Twist there. Nothing he could really do. Barely saw him as you saw from that POV. And then May just avoids the flames. Just hits every single shot. You can see it's 1 by 1 from Liquid. A little bit disappointing in that respect, but still, he hits absolutely everything. And they're starting to get back into this now. Looking for double digits against the Pistols. It's going to be a 5-man play towards the A site. 4 in the apartments. They'll smoke towards Library and presumably the pit as well. Flash 4 players out of the apartments and hope to overwhelm whoever's on the other side.
Well, it's Magisk and Dupree on the other side. They're not easy to overwhelm. Nitro manages 1, but Dupree, 3 HP, back against the wall, fighting for his life, buys time for this help from Glaive to come through. He is going to fall. The bomb can go down here for Team Liquid. That's a win in its own right. They manage that. The smoke going to go out, buys them that much more time. You can see they have to retrieve the bomb. It was dropped up on the balcony.
They've got it now, and the plant will come through. AWP on the retake, but they have recovered 2 rifles. Make it 1 now as Glaive just removes one of them. It was looking quite promising at one stage, but Twist now with a P250. Surely doesn't even find one. And in the end, it's well held. Astralis will keep 3 players alive. Got a little bit uncomfortable there, Dupree and Magis. That formidable tag team duo towards the quad and pit side. Do get dropped by the pistols, but sure, bomb planted, but 3 players survive. Money very strong for Astralis, Harry, if they win 5 rounds in a row. They're going to have 5 digits on 3 players at the start before they invested in the utility. Single orb setup still looking very good, but plenty of cash here for Team Liquid. Could bring out the orb for Nitro, which they do. This is going to be a change of pace for them. Looking to take down Device at the very start. Device actually purchases a Deagle as well. He's feeling it. Round 22. A chance for Astralis to tie things up on the CT side of Inferno here.
Now, this is quite a sobering moment for Team Liquid. 11-5 at one point in time. It now turned 10-11. Astralis hot on their heels and they're not letting up. Device is just going to be left like a sentry gun over here at the top of Banana. There's a gap in that smoke and he's peeking on through. Team Liquid setting up the smokes, these flashes. They might just try something a little bit faster, changing the pace. They move out here towards A. They smoked off Glaive. They're going to go barreling on in. And actually, Taco flashes himself through. Team kill going to come out. Now they have to get the refrag on a Glaive, and he's just allowed to escape. Man advantage picked up for Astralis, courtesy of Twist, and he's trying to remedy that mistake that he made in amongst all the confusion, in amongst the smokes, the flashes. It all goes so wrong. And now Astralis there in the driver's seat.
Absolutely are. The team kills. It'd be frustrating for them. AK's out. AWP not connecting just yet for Nitro, but Device so established at the top of B's on the half wall right now. It's such a brilliant position to be in as an AWPer. You have to flash him off, and that works successfully. He'll go back to a more defensive line here, but he just gets 1 kill. That's going to be the round. Drops the incendiary to deny them access. Are they going to run through? They're going to have to do it. Twist to lead the way. Device, if he hits one of these, it's done, and he absolutely rails Twist there, but still there's a chance. Device has to bring out the Deagle now. Naf flies low, and now it's going to be a 3 versus 1. Elige gives himself a chance, but time is ticking away. Bomb still needs to be planted.
So push for time. He's going to try and take the fight with Dupree. He has to find both of these kills, and there's only 10 seconds. He doesn't read Dupree being that. And Astralis, that's their equalizer, 11-11. Let's not forget, it was 11-5 at one point in time. It's been a monstrous 6-round streak from the Danes. And money, well, there is going to be a little bit out here for Liquid. They can get a buy together. They won't have the AWP in play.
Remember, Liquid actually won both pistols again here on Inferno. But after losing against the second round force spike, Astralis have managed to string together 6 rounds in a row. Bomb not planted. Team Liquid riding the coattails of the maximum loss bonus right now. That's $3,400 per player. We're going to see a lead with 5K. Taco, 4,500. The rest of them, though, struggling a little bit. Nitro, 3,800. I think they will buy. We'll see whether they'll take some compromises and maybe go for a UMP over an AK. Just to have that utility. There it is. Nitro goes for that. There'll be 4 AKs around it. So still a pretty decent buy overall, but no one challenging Device right now. He's looking too sharp.
I'm not sure you can challenge Device right now. He switched things up. He's over here in mid. No one from Liquid able to go blow for blow with Device early on. They just smoke it off, and well, they've expended a decent bit of utility out. Zipex and Glaive you can see running low, but still a lot here for Astralis. Liquid trying to bleed this utility dry.
Astralis fans there trying to compete with a chance. I respect it. Round 23, and Twist kick things off in style, but Device is there to answer back, and Zipex gunning through the smoke. He'll do damage, and Device to convert the frag, but still anyone's round here. 3 versus 3. A minute remains, and Device will peek towards the arch. Nothing there for now. All three players for Team Liquid towards that quad site. Bombs down there as well. Good smoke from Magisk. This guy has been so good in this pit position. He's going to find another, surely, but Naf just completely removes him from the pit. And now Device with the CZ, smoke in his hand, and it's going to be the AK, but it's not enough. Naf hitting every single shot right now.
Bomb gets thrown back over to Nitro. He has to get this down. It's Glaive in a 1v2 now to try and lead by example. He's been flawless today. Now they need to see that form more than ever. Sneaking on in, he's going to get spotted. Nitro finds him, and Liquid, they dig deep when it matters most. They break the 6-round win streak from Astralis, lock themselves in a 12th. They're going to maintain this lead for the time being.
Absolutely are, but only 2 players survived there. It felt like that round was recoverable, but Magisk removed by Naf as he came on towards the site. Excellent aim from him. Great display of skill. Takes down the first, and then once he gets Device, you feel like, okay, well, this one's done. Device even picked up the AK-47. Perfect decision from him, but it wasn't quite enough. And this is the final buy for Astralis. If Liquid can overcome this, they're right back in the driving seat. It'll be promising situation to take us to that 5th map. AWP for Nitro, Galil for Twists. They have got the utility, but Device looking towards that boiler room. For anyone crossing over, Elysia will be punished for even thinking about leaving his bedroom as he goes down to 16 HP.
Oh, Device out to punish Taco as well, tags him up. This is Device's apartments. No one can get out of it, no one can get into it. He's locking it down left and right. Taco might try his luck. Smokes it off. Glaive going to do that much more damage over in mid. So many players brought down low right now for Liquid. That's going to favor these M4s so much as well when this take does come in eventually.
How can you even recover from this? You got 3 players who are operating on like 20 HP. That's 1 bullet death potential. Device in the library right now as they coordinate back towards the A site. That's brave. We've talked about the efficiency of Magisk and Dupree on this A site. Device is there to back them up as well. He watches towards the quad. You can see the anticipation on Zeus's face. He knows it's not looking too great for them right now. The smokes are deployed. They've got the area controlled. Pit taken down, and Nitro does find the AWP. Magisk finds the bomb. It's still anyone's round. 3 versus 3 consumed.
Yeah, Magisk and Dupree trying to lock down A once again, and they've been so good at this between them. They're doing it all, Dupree and Magisk. Astralis' heroes of the hour. You cannot get into this A-bomb site while they're still alive. They will not let that happen. And now on the back of that, Astralis can be poised to take the lead here. They've reset. after that one and done round.
That's such a massive issue here as well. 12-12, and you've just been reset. Lost bonus completely removed at this point. They managed to win around 24, but now only getting $1,400 per player. No plan coming through. What's the call? You take the force buy here, it probably double eco regardless. Like we said, going in towards the A side at low HP is always to be a brave move to make. Device, though, did all the damage at the very start, found a legion, just couldn't get the frags, but it's just finding damage absolutely everywhere. You can see the frustration starting to set in again for Liquid, trying to get us to that final map. Great showing from them so far on Inferno. Could fall apart at the final hurdle here, though. CZ, it looks like it'll be the eco to allow Astralis to go in the lead once again. Timeout wouldn't have done much for them. At least get some armor. $2,100, they'll get $1,900 into the next round, so still going to be operating with just AKs, UMPs, and a basic bit of utility. AWP for Device now. He knows he has the freedom to go towards the T-steps more. They're not going to have the AWP on the other side. No way at all. Taco, been good at opening up the map before. CZ in hand. Won't be able to find it this time as he gets removed by the incendiary.
Dupree just playing this smoke. Drops that down, plays it safe, falls back into the pit. Doesn't want to risk giving anything up. Astralis have been very, very good in these anti-eco rounds. Liquid struggling with these pistols. This is an important one, though. Astralis about to take the lead if they pick this up. Any kill you can find is worth its weight in gold as well. The Astralis money is not fantastic right now. Anything you can take away from the Danes in this round is worth so much looking at the future.
Taking their time here, trying to bleed out any utility they can on the Astralis side. These grenades are expensive, and they know if one mistake is made, they might be able to find a kill here. They're holding up towards the apartments for anyone to investigate that area, but very defensive, very disciplined from the Danish squad. Taco made the call. They need to go a little bit further here. 25 seconds remaining as they try a fake towards the A side. It's actually worked. Look at the peel away from the CTs. They've just left two players here. It is going to be the A finish, but it looks like it's going to be under control for now, at least. Majors needs to stay alive as long as possible, and he drops the bomb. That's going to be the round. Interesting idea there from Team Liquid, but one that's not going to be doing too much for them in the end. Just one kill picked up.
And I mean, you look on your map, you see how well they pulled away the rotations, but then you see who's still left on that A bomb site. It's Magisk, it's Dupree. They're just hammering it home from the pit. Astralis moving on to a 13th round. Liquid, they can get a buy here, but it's not going to be great. It looks like it might just be the partial once again. CZ, some armor, a little bit of utility to accompany it. It's not going to be much, and this is not the buy you want heading into round number 26 of map 4, while your opponents are one map up and one away from claiming the title here.
Absolutely. Here's the partial buy again, but it might work out for them here. Opening pick comes in. It's going to be very uncomfortable, or is it? The double HE kill once again as Magis arrives in emphatic style, takes down one, and that's going to be round secured. The damage inflicted by these HE grenades is just off the scales now. 14-12. Team Liquid could have bought up into that one. They had about 3 to 4K per player. Could have at least got 4 rifles out, but opted for the full buy here. And it's going to mean Astralis once again homing in on championship point. Round 27. Full buy on either side. Plenty of money for Astralis left over if they are to drop around. Not the same story for Team Liquid.
Most definitely not. Money is not a luxury that Team Liquid have right now, neither is time. They're going to go out through mid aggressively early on. Don't manage to catch Magisk. Right now there's 3 players over here towards the top of Banana. Now, the only time that Liquid have ever beaten Astralis head-to-head in a series was over in New York. They need support now, and Twists, good for one, gets the trade. 4-on-4, there is still Magisk in the pit, and my God, he's been just unreal in this position. So many players coming his way, and Magisk going to try and hold the fort once again. This time they flushed him out with the nades, the utility. He's hiding away, but Magisk, they can't topple him. He's going to finish off, and Astralis 15-12. Match and tournament point here.
Excellent stuff there. You've heard of the king of Banana, Bell. Majors, he's the prince of pit. So consistent every single time, picking up those kills, mowing them down, and that's going to find championship point once again. Astralis have Liquid on the ropes, just need to land that final haymaker, and the championship is theirs. It's going to be Deagles, Galils, UMPs to try and keep themselves alive here. Taco with the Deagle. They'll, of course, take the time out here, and Astralis know how tantalizingly close this championship is, Harry. This should be it, unless there's some sort of miracle performance from Team Liquid. They'll need 3 rounds in a row to avoid overtime.
Well, Liquid, they've done it once. They could definitely do it again. I believe in miracles, Henry. Let's see, though. They have to dig deep here. They need this. The buy is not really there. 2 Galils, a UMP, and a handful of utility between them. For Astralis, they've got everything they could possibly want. And it's all on the line for them now. And Dupree, look at this. Look at this change of pace. They haven't let Liquid lull anything into this round. It's an immediate switch up from Astralis, one that they're not ready for. He's been spotted. He does manage to find it. Gonna go forward for more. Dupree, his second kill as he hunts down Liquid, finally gonna get put to bed. But now a man down, waiting, trapped at the bottom of the stairs. What can Liquid do into this round? Device, a belter of a shot down mid. He wants to wrap this up here and now. He wants to go home a champion. Alige and Naf, it's all on them. 2 names with so much talent. The last hopes for NA here. They first have to go back and grab that bomb. It's a lengthy journey all the way back through mid. They have so little to work with as well. 1 Molotov and that is it to their name.
Surely this is it, Harry. Alige and Naf have it all to do. Championship point gathered. Astralis lie in wait. 30 seconds is all that separates them and that trophy. As Team Liquid will do everything they can. They've got 1 flash, 1 Molotov.
It's Device and Glaive they're about to run into. Device has looked so good. And it almost feels fitting that it might be him to drive this one home. Alige 1v4. Device gonna miss that shot. Alige desperately trying to claw his way back into this round and deny the victory now for Astralis. He has to win this fight out versus Device. He's going to try and get the bomb down. 3 players here. Zipex comes through. Alige is going to fall, and Astralis, they've done it. They're going to pick up the series 3-1, 16-12 here on Inferno. They couldn't do it back in Sydney, Henry, but they've done it now. They've done it on the stage in front of this North American crowd. What a performance it's been.
These guys are true champions. They've showed us what they've got. It was a questionable 2017, but the hard work, the dedication, the addition of Magisboy has made them this world-class unit. They've done it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to the stars because it's Astralis. They are your champions. Team Liquid put up a good fight, but for now, they'll have to go back to the drawing board.
Astralis, they look so good. It's smiles all around for Liquid. They tried so hard, but ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Your champions here in Dallas, Astralis.
A truly valiant effort from Team Liquid. 16 maps played with this roster prior to this grand final. But Astralis, the Danes, they've showed us how good Counter-Strike Global Offensive can look. The power of teamwork, determination, grit, and a whole lot more. Talent in spades. Astralis, your champions. And they sure as hell earned it.
I'm happy to say, Alex, it feels like we're ushering in a new era of Counter-Strike, and Astralis are leading the way. Tournament in, tournament out. We've seen it now 3 times in a row that they've brought an impressive style. Preparation has been key for these guys here. Glaive, the man on your screen, leading the team to another notch in the belt for the Intel Grand Slam.
Leading by example as well, not just, you know, as an in-game leader, but also as a player, as a fragger. I mean, in this series and in the semi-final series, he was the standout performer for Astralis, and I don't think there was a doubt in anyone's mind coming into this grand final that Astralis is going to come out victorious. You know, Liquid did their best. I think they performed admirably for a team that's been together for, you know, only a month. really took them all the way on Nuke. This was a close map, managed to take them down on Mirage, so a lot of promise there as well.
I think there's so many lessons learned, but one of them is that there is another team on the Counter-Strike map at the tippy top going to be vying for that throne, tournament in, tournament out, and that will be Team Liquid. Very short time with this roster, and already they made Astralis sweat.
Yeah, it feels like they're following in the footsteps of Astralis, who are doing it right here, right now. So this is positive signs. I just want to say that on that CT side for this Liquid team, they all had their moments where they stood up individually and put up massive multi-kill rounds to keep them in that and make it a competitive matchup.
And we do have the catalyst to this success. There was a roster change made, and that man, Magisk, the newest addition to the Astralis roster, is on the stage.
Thank you so much, Machine. Yes, Magisk, congratulations. Guys, give it up one more time for Astralis. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. I mean, you guys have looked unreal throughout this tournament, but I do want to, first discuss your opponent, Team Liquid here. Did you expect such a, I would say just a difficult matchup with this North American team?
Honestly, I didn't expect them to be this good. We watched the demos and everything, so we kind of thought we were going to take this 3-0. But to be honest, they played some really, really good CS, and on the Mirage, they completely just outplayed us.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you, like, what happened there? What were, I guess, like the comms like? What was going on? Was it just you guys feeling uncoordinated?
I think we were doing the plan that we made from the beginning of the match, but I just think they knew all the things we were going to do, and they just countered us and played really well, to be honest.
Nice. And finally, what does it mean for you and for the boys in Astralis to take home the championship here for the ESL Pro League Season 7 Finals?
Winning never gets boring.
That's right, man. That's right, baby. I respect the hustle. All right, well, congratulations once again to Magisk and the boys over in Astralis. Machine, fellas, let's break it down.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
We will do just that. Yes, indeed. I definitely think a couple of Astralis fans have been born today here in Dallas, just getting to see just how good Counter-Strike can look. And winning certainly doesn't get boring when you have trophies like that sitting on your mantelpiece. They are your Season 7 champions. 7 seasons, and every single one of them tends to mark an era to an extent of Counter-Strike. We've had some surprise wins. We've had teams that look so good online and can't convert it offline, but Astralis have managed to do both. Kept their heads above water in the online stages. They come offline, they have changed the roster, and they look so much better for it.
Yeah, in an era of Counter-Strike being in flux, these guys are the ones leading the charge. And the fact is, the preparation they've put in, the practice that they've been able to apply, and the attitude that these guys approach every tournament with is the most impressive thing. And the reason that they are now 100% the best team in Counter-Strike right now.
They're just taking it to the next level, right? In every single aspect of this game. On the server, out of the server as well. You can see their approach and the seriousness and the discipline that they have. They're setting the example out there for everyone else. And it's a bit similar to what happened last year, but now they have the experience of last year. They know how they were getting into, being maybe a little bit one-dimensional, maybe a little bit too rigid. Now the players have more freedom. They're feeling it more individually. I mean, we had 2 tournaments where 5 of the players coming into the grand finals were in the top 10. That is ridiculous. Yeah. Like, even in the NIP times of 87 and 0, that will not happen as often on tournaments of that magnitude. So just tells you how much everyone is really just firing on all cylinders.
They've definitely laid down the gauntlet here, and everyone else has taken notice. Everyone else needs to pull up their socks now, get their things together, and get ready and raring to fight this Astralis roster who look unstoppable at the moment.
Now that is a perfect message. The message sent here at Season 7 Finals in Dallas is step up. If you are a competitive Counter-Strike team, if you're in that Tier 1, Tier 2, step up and let's see what you've got, because Astralis do seem to be here to stay. A sigh of relief. I can see Zonic wiping sweat from his brow. That was not easy for him, standing behind that, seeing those close affairs, seeing that very, very close Nuke game, witnessing the comeback on Inferno. I mean, that was not a breeze. That was not a walk in the park. And it's interesting now that we've seen 2 grand finals back-to-back in the space of a month. Back-to-back, we see Astralis tested, actually flounder and fail over in Sydney, albeit in the most intense best-of-5 3 maps we've ever seen. They now come here, tested again. This time they triumph.
Yeah, the fact that they can bounce back is a testament to their mental fortitude as well, right? To lose in that fashion. You saw Glaive's face after the Sydney loss. He was absolutely heartbroken. He was not a happy chappy by any means. But they've stayed on their plan. They've stayed with the system that they put in place, and they're able to pull out the victory here. And it's only positive signs going forward for this team. I hope that they can continue to innovate and stay ahead of the curve, because it'd be a shame to have them drop off.
And Team Liquid, while they do go ahead and just get all those fans their signatures, I mean, there's some words to be said about them. This is a roster, some of those names we've been talking about for quite a while, Yanko, but rarely in a consistent playoff semi-final position.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Even before Taco joined the team, you know, when Naf initially joined, they had that great run in Katowice, in Star Series, and so forth. And I think just what you've seen from them here, not only making the finals, of course, but the way they played in some of these maps that they have got nailed down, the likes of Dust 2, Inferno, Mirage, Nuke to an extent, right? You can see that they're on the right path. They just need, there's a couple of small mistakes that were happening on Inferno, you know, losing that anti-force by round, you know, you feel like that killed all the momentum that they've had. And you know they needed against Astralis' CT side on Inferno. So I think Liquid, huge amounts of potential, looking very, very strong. I'm looking forward to seeing them in future tournaments once they have a bit more time to practice.
If I had to choose a play of the match from Team Liquid, I think it would have to be that final round of Mirage. It's Naf's play here, Chad. This was, what did you call it, a BDP?
Yeah, these are the plays that Naf is known for, right? This guy will make this no matter what the situation, and to be in the chance of going to overtime here, most people would just sit back and play the retake. He knew in that number disadvantage situation, he has to push in. He's the guy who's going to take the responsibility. If they lose that round, that's on him because he hasn't given them a chance to retake, but he's won it single-handedly, flipped it on the head and given them that map victory.
It's been a tough journey for Naf, trying to find a home, Yanko, trying to experiment with Renegades. The Optic jersey was on him for a while. It does seem like he seems comfortable and in the right place within Team Liquid.
Oh, absolutely. I think he is where he belongs. I think he was a level above the Renegades guys in Optic. The roster was all over the place. They didn't have a stable five-man roster. So here now he's playing with some of the best that the region has to offer. He has great backing from the organization, in-game leader, coach, everything he needs to do to just be able to focus on his own game and be a star player that he is.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, we're going to end this broadcast, end this tournament by the final discussion that is Intel Grand Slam. This is the second, I believe, in the Astralis belt. They need 4 in the 10 sequential events. They're halfway there. They're going to be joining. Who else is there? That's SK
and FaZe.
And FaZe.
They're halfway there, but they are not going to be in Brazil for Belo Horizonte. So they missed their spot to finish it, missed their chance to close it out in this season, right? Because the only other tournament that's going to be a part of the Grand Slam is going to be ESL 1 Cologne. So they're going to have to wait at the earliest until DreamHack Master Stockholm to lift that trophy.
My goodness, I'm sure there'll be a lot of Danish fans there.
Teams like some of the other teams might have a chance to close it out, like FaZe, for example, if they win Brazil and Cologne, and then it resets, then they need to start all over again.
Quite the tournament, Chad.
Yeah, look, I think this has just been an amazing run, and for these guys going forward, we're only going to see positive signs. If anybody else, like we've mentioned, they want to be able to compete with that of Astralis, they're going to have to do it quickly. They're going to have to sit down and fix a lot of these mistakes which we've been seeing.
And I think we'll leave it there. Your champions once again for Season 7 of the ESL Pro League here in Dallas are Device, Glaive, Dupree, Zipex, and new boy, Magisk. They've taken over the world in Counter-Strike in a very short space of time. It's been a pleasure to watch them lift that trophy and to see all the trials and tribulations and all the teams. We started with 16, we end with 1. Astralis, your champions, and we'll see you next time.
Fucking Hello, everyone, and welcome to the B stream for the ESL One Belo Horizonte main event. And I am joined by Dean Brown, ready to bring the action here today. We are going to start off with some pretty sick games, starting mainly with FaZe versus Ghost. But before we get into that, we're going to take a look at this great event overall. Now, it's a 200K event, big ESL One event that's coming out of Brazil. And now we know how passionate these fans can be. So when we get to the arena part, I know that thing's going to be pretty damn crazy. But you got to remember as well, this is part of the Intel Grand Slam Challenge. Astralis, who aren't at this event, they've got multiple chances still ahead of them, but FaZe is going to be looking to ensure that they try and pick one up because they've only got 3 more attempts to get their rings, and they only need 2 more, so they're close.
Yeah, they have 2 already, I believe, drawn up there with Astralis, but as you said, Astralis, I believe, have 7 chances to try and get those victories. So they have a few more attempts. They'll have a little bit more wiggle room to work with, so yeah. Plenty
of them to break this down. Now, looking at the groups, we're going to start with our opening match. It's going to be FaZe versus Ghost in Group A. But it's actually pretty stacked. Group A has FaZe, SK, and Space Soldiers all in there. But Ghost is an unknown quantity as well because, okay, they've changed up their roster a bit. They've brought in, obviously, Steel and co coming out from Talk to try and make a supreme ultimate roster here. But we've never seen this roster play yet. Yeah. And now I'm kind of questioning myself on, are they going to be able to do any damage here? Can they maybe catch teams off by surprise? I hope so. They've definitely got the ability, but we just have nothing to go off of.
Yeah, but that, I guess, can be a little of a positive for them as well, being able to come in and actually have that surprise element. Teams aren't really going to know their map pools. You know, when you go anti-strat and you know kind of what maps you want to ban against each team. That's something that maybe Steel could be looking towards. He could be trying to throw off some of the teams because it's going to be a bit awkward. Like SK, they'll ban their normal maps and then it leaves over maps that obviously, of course, Ghost would have had time to prepare.
And then looking at the rest of that group, obviously, most people would expect, okay, you probably think FaZe and SK might make it all the way. But there is a bit of a chance that that could be upset as well because SK, they've not shown exactly their strongest form. It's certainly improving, but they're not maybe up to scratch. And we've got to remember as well that FaZe, they're playing with Croman here now. They had some solid results, but they haven't got to the positions they'd expect to. Both at the ESL Pro League Finals and DCS, they managed to get 3rd to 4th, which is respectable. But when you're a team like FaZe, Carrigan's to be gunning for that #1 spot. He's trying to make this work, but kind of the luck hasn't really been on his side in terms of players.
Yeah, having Olaf out for just such a long time is never really going to be helpful. But I guess the fact now that they have Croman coming in for a couple of events at least gives them a bit of time to kind of solidify the roster the way it is. Because originally I don't think they were planning on using Croman in Belo Horizonte. He was meant to be just for ECS. I think it was rumoured they were bringing in Harvey, but that fell through. Yeah. And they continued on with Croman, which I think was probably the better idea. Just having a little bit more time to let him mesh into the roster, probably the best approach.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, if you go into all that effort and having him there at ECS, you also have a pretty impressive showing considering you did have a stand-in. Why would you cut him? And also Croman is such a solid player who's now really getting a chance to kind of show his skills on the larger international level as well. So I still favour FaZe generally going in these groups and saying, okay, there's no way you shouldn't get through there. But they've definitely got the kind of upset potential in there. And you've got Space Soldiers, a team who last year were just trying to qualify for things over and over again. Now we're kind of expecting them to be at these top tier events on a regular basis. You can't forget about them because time and time again, they come in and throw everyone off guard.
Yeah, and especially actually haven't been able to use their full roster at this event. That's always a positive. Of course, Calix was having a lot of visa issues before they had to bring in Despe. Yeah. They kind of have, as you were saying to me earlier, that 6-man roster that they have Despe as a backup if needed. But of course, having Calix is going to be ideal. He's the man that they get all the practice with in. And of course, he is also one of the better fraggers on the team. You have Xanteres, Calix, and then Paz as well. He can show up if needed.
And then looking at Group B, right? Likes of Mouse Sports, big in there. And then we've got obviously NTC, a team that you definitely want to have a look at because NTC, again, a team that we don't get to see massive amounts of, but this is a time for them to shine. They've managed to get here. They've come through that qualifier. Do you think they've got potential to kind of upset the balance here?
Yeah, definitely. I think they have a good roster. It's just how they mesh together is the main question. They have I believe they brought in Cello as well pretty recently after they removed the Hen1 and Lucas combination. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do because I don't think we've really seen too much of him kind of on the bigger stages.
And one team you cannot forget about is obviously Big. We have not seen them with their full roster. Even when they were playing in the qualifier, they weren't playing with Smooya. Legia stepped in again, and they made it happen. Big starting to show that they aren't that one-trick pony of what people tried to say they were last year during the major series. They've actually come back. They've redeveloped themselves, and they've got Big there. Everyone praises him for the type of in-game leader he is. Then towards the end of the year, people were saying, oh, maybe he's not maybe reinventing the new tactics and stuff. Well, actually, from what I've been hearing from these guys and what we've been seeing from the likes of Smooya and Gob, is that they are ready for this. They are prepared, and teams will be kind of a little bit... They'll be misguided to think that Big is going to be an easy team to take down.
Yeah, Big are always a team that you should be expecting to come into these events with plenty of preparation. Having Gobby, of course, as you said, a legendary in-game leader who's going to be able to hopefully mold Smooya. He's a pretty new player, and I know you were saying to me earlier that he's fitting into that team pretty well, and he's actually listening to all the calls as well, which is something good to see, because Smooya definitely has the individual talent, and it's just kind of whether he can be meshed into a proper team player.
And this is the thing, right? You've got so much experience on that Big roster. And okay, I know we are both British for the sense, right? Irish, we will let him say
My second name is British, so I'll let you away with it.
But overall, we're backing our boy. We want to see Smooya do well. Yeah. But the main thing for Smooya is he's never really had an in-game leader with the experience that Gob has had. So I really want to see how he can kind of come into play and how he can shine going into these games. And their opening match is going to be against Liquid. And I don't think that's going to be an easy one at all.
No, Liquid very strong, of course, having made it to the finals and losing up against Astralis recently at ECS, and they showed they're a very solid team. They have a lot of firepower, of course. All the young players, Twists, Elige, Nitro, hasn't been as solid as we know he can be. Of course, haven't taken the op rolls at points, but he's still a very good player, kind of just all around. And Taco, of course, he's a player you can always rely on to get his roll done. So overall, it's just going to be a very difficult game for Big up against Liquid. But I think if they come in with that preparation, I could see them taking a map, but I don't know if they're going to be able to take the victory.
Well, it's definitely going to be an exciting one. That game will be happening on this stream a little bit later on today. One team, a last team for Group B as well, Mouse Sports, the team that has continued to impress when other people early on when that roster was formed kind of wrote them off. And they are, not only are they capable, but they can regularly battle against some of the best teams in the world. And I feel like Mouse Sports here, this is their time where they can really look and say, actually, first place is more than achievable here. We've got a good group to start off with. We can warm up into it. And as it gets on to the later stages of the tournament, that's when I personally feel that Mouse Sports start to shine a little bit more. When they really start to hit their kind of their curve where they go, okay, look, now we're ready. Now we're here. Because it's the group stages that can occasionally be a little bit shaky for them.
Yeah, and it's always interesting to watch what Oscar play. He's just an absolute monster on that up. Just the amount of confidence he shows, he will go for any play he wants. And when he's on form, he's just so difficult to shut down.
Now, the first game that we are going to have here today, guys, is FaZe taking on Ghost. And one thing that I'm really interested to see here is just because FaZe have the stand-in like we covered already, but see Ghost and how they've actually managed to make this lineup work, because you've got the 3 Talk players led by the man who's now on your screens here, and that is Steel. Steel is a man who comes from the very top of Counter-Strike Source, right? One of the best players back in the day there. Has now grinded his way through CSGO. Okay, he's had those issues, right? We know they had their prior past that we don't need to talk about anymore. But he's come back, he's built his way back into this lineup, and he shows that he is still one of the best players around the NA scene.
Yeah, not only in terms of the individual skill, he can definitely be an absolutely spectacular individual player, but also just having the ability to lead, which is something that America for a long time did lack. I wouldn't say as much anymore. Of course, even Daps with Energy lately has showed that he's a very competent in-game leader, but still, he's definitely someone who can bring these players all together and get them into just bring them together as a team and just make them work. And of course, they have a very solid lineup as well. A couple of newer players, Kusta, a player who's not very new, but he was always someone who kind of, the experience was a bit of a problem for him when he played back on Liquid, etc. And Pio as well, he's an absolute monster. I'll be interested to see what he can do.
And the thing is, you were talking about Kusta there, right? Kusta is a player for me who has been like right on the edge. He's had these chances to kind of break into it, but he's not really been able to kind of show and live up to the expectations that were put onto him. But I feel like since being with Steel, since being part of that Talk roster, then coming over now to this lineup, I feel like this is where we're starting to see really what we expected to see from him almost 2-3 years ago. And we were talking about this before we were on screen, about the whole fact that he's actually the main AWP, but obviously Wardell as well can kind of chime in there as a very capable AWPer. So if they want to run the double AWP setup at any point, then that could really be a problem for some of the other teams they're going up against.
Yeah, definitely. But going up against FaZe, they definitely have a double up setup that can be scary of their own. You have Guardian on the main one, you can have Nico on the secondary, and then even Carrigan as well, of course, can take the up if he wants. It's kind of a weapon on that lineup that can be handed around between the players, whoever's feeling comfortable. So, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting game, but we don't even know if Kusta is going to be the primary upper for this Ghost side. It'll be interesting to see whether Wardell will take that one, because I don't know how competent he is on the rifles. I haven't really seen too much of him, so it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, and Steel's a man who's definitely going to put the players in the right places to get this done. And we are going to be seeing all best of threes across this as well, which is a great thing, at least in terms of your loving great Counter-Strike action, because best of threes bring out the best of all the players and the teams. And I feel like FaZe, they will never underestimate a team like Talks, but they would be in their head saying, okay, this should be a pretty comfortable early 2-0 for us. And I feel like Steel and Ghost now, see, even the mind's still on the old Talk roster. Ghost will be looking back at this and thinking, okay, this is where we can create that upset. It's the first game. We can come in all guns blazing. We actually do have capable firepower. And it's going to be maybe how methodical Steel can be in terms of tactics, in how he can maybe outplay or outgame what Karrigan tries to achieve.
Yeah, it's something he's definitely capable of. Not going to be easy by any means, of course. Karrigan, a very capable in-game leader, very good on the fly as well, at being able to actually adapt to what his opponents are doing. But certainly something that Steel is capable of doing also. And as you said, they do definitely have that firepower. The question is, how are they going to be able to make it work? As we said, we don't even know who's going to be the primary upper as of now.
And looking down at what we expect kind of maps-wise on this, that's what's most interesting for me. I feel like both teams can kind of overlap a little bit. You know, FaZe's experience is on a whole different level compared to Ghost. But there is certainly room in there, at least from what we saw from FaZe before, for slip-up since Chroman's been in there, because they haven't been fully confident. Mirage, obviously, is the first pick you'd see there for FaZe to go, oh, yeah, we've got this in the bag, because they rely on that raw individual skill, the pure firepower they have there. But I feel like there's definitely a bit more of an open route here for the Ghost Gaming lineup to try and actually find a way in to kind of win the veto.
Yeah, as we were saying, Ghost, of course, they haven't played a game with this lineup, so there's nothing for FaZe to look at and be like, these are the maps that they like. So it's going to be difficult. Ghost definitely have a bit of an advantage in the fact that they're going to be a bit of an unknown quantity.
So for this whole matchup, have you got any thoughts on how you think that veto is going to go before we actually find out what's going to go?
It's so difficult because we have no idea what Ghost are going to do.
This is the worst one for us.
Yeah, I presume they'll keep their map pool should be fairly similar to what it was on Torque. Of course, bringing in 2 new players is definitely going to affect things, but I'm not even quite sure. As you said, Mirage, a map that they maybe would have wanted to play it, but FaZe are just so good on it that it's going to be difficult being up against players that just have that prowess, the individual prowess. Of course, Nico, Guardian on that up, of course, is something that you have to be very afraid of. And with Mirage being a map where you have to get that mid control, if Guardian is just able to shut that down, it'll be very difficult for Ghost.
Now, I'm going to say a word that not many people like to hear when they talk about map pools, but Torques were known to having the ability to play Nuke in there. Do you think that will just be a situation where FaZe just auto-ban it out, or do you think they'd even leave it in there and say, well, actually, I don't care who you are, I don't care what maps you think you can play, we're FaZe and we'll be able to take it?
Well, if Ghost want to play Nuke, I think maybe FaZe should consider banning. I don't think they, as you said, they shouldn't be underestimating them. Yeah. Having an in-game leader like Steel, he will be someone that will prepare on the maps that they think they're going for. They're going to be prepared up against FaZe. They're going to know what they have to do to try and counter them. So, yeah, I think Nuke may be something that they should try and avoid. Stick to the maps that are better for them. Stick towards the kind of the top ones or even the middle ones. Even if Ghost are good on them, I think they should just stick to maps that are kind of equal for both teams.
So you think we'll kind of get maybe that middle ground where we get like a Mirage, Cash, Inferno comes into play, and potentially actually because both teams are more than capable of playing on train. We spoke about the double ops that come into a factor. Both teams might want to kind of see how that could work out for them as well. I think this is going to be a very interesting opening match here for us on the B stream as well. I'm excited to see. I'm just excited to see Ghost play. I want to see what this new lineup can do because Torque was certainly showing that they do have the promise of an up-and-coming team. Yeah. Now we've kind of built a new roster with a core 3. Let's see what can happen here, because I don't see them being blown out of the water here. I don't say they're going to come in and maybe win against FaZe, but I feel like a map is certainly possible.
Yeah, a map is certainly possible. If not, I think they're at least going to make the maps close. I don't think it'll be a complete wipeout. They'll probably be around 16-11, 16-12 maybe. I think we have the VO coming up now in a sec, so we will actually be able to stop kind of speculating about what we're going to have. Yeah, it's just a very hard guessing game when, of course, you don't really have anything to go on for Ghost.
This is the thing. It is literally nothing that we can look at. And straight away from Ghost banning out Mirage, and rightly so, right? FaZe have been so solid on it. Nuke comes out, very much what we were saying there, because Ghost can play it. FaZe not underestimating. An Overpass coming in. Now, okay, FaZe have been pretty damn solid at actually playing Overpass in the past, but obviously Ghost maybe still has a little plan for that one to come in. Dust 2 coming out. Obviously, FaZe have had an okay run on it. It's not too bad, to be fair, but with Chroman, maybe we'll see what can happen there. Maybe it might be able to work out in their favour. Ban coming out on Train, so they're not going to opt to challenge FaZe on Train. Maybe they don't feel like they can do it on the firepower. Inferno being out last, and Cash, like we said, another middle ground map. So with Mirage being taken down early on there, ending with Cash coming in before it comes out as that final map, this could be interesting. This could be a good start for them. I've just got to expect that Ghost have something incredibly well prepared for Overpass.
Yeah, I think they need Overpass if they want a chance here. It's definitely going to be a very difficult one. As you said, choosing Overpass, it's going to be one of the maps where maybe the strategies will be a little bit more useful. And once they go on towards Dust 2 and also Cash, it's going to be more about the individual skill. And that's something that FaZe are definitely going to have a leg up with.
And we do get to see Dust 2 come out into play as well. And that is another map, actually, where the AWP's going to come out straight away. It's going to be straight down mid-double doors and seeing who's going to be able to actually make that lethal jump in there. I think overall, though, you're going to look at this and think there's a bit of wiggle room here for Ghost. They need to pick up that first map of Overpass. When we go on to Dust 2, it's going to be interesting just to see what both teams, how they're going to play it, what dynamic's going to come into play there. But I feel like maybe Ghost have a chance of doing further damage on Dust 2, unless, obviously, FaZe just do the whole, well, we've got better players, we've got a better lineup, firepower all the way, and we're going to deliver it that way. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's going to be the no-respect plays on Dust 2.
I think that definitely could be a factor. Of course, Dust 2 being a map that has been the same for a very long time, even after the changes, of course. Strategy-wise, it's not really a big alteration. It's more of a visual upgrade, and it's just all about being able to hit those shots. You just kind of basic, get the short control, maybe split mid to B if you want, and it's just all about hitting your shots once you start moving in, and that's something that, of course, FaZe are very good at.
And remember, we did see FaZe play Cash with Croman back at ECS, but they only played 6 maps in total. Finished 3rd to 4th, which is very respectable. But we can't say like, oh yeah, this is definitely going to work for them. Going up against a team like Ghost, they should maybe be able to work their way around it. But I just think this day and age in Counter-Strike, how many upsets we see, it's never like a clear cut, like, yeah, definitely going to be FaZe 2-0ing this. I honestly feel like they're going to have a good chance going into this.
Yeah, definitely. You can see the lineups there on your screen, of course. FaZe on the left side, Ghost Gaming on the right. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what Ghost can do, as we said. We're already into the game. Okay, here we go, getting right into the action. The pistol round has already gone live. You can see Croman, the stand-in, actually being the man that picks up that utility for the CT side, including a defuse kit. And right now, Ghost actually taking this one pretty slowly. Wardell in a really good position to try and catch off the aggression, which he does do successfully. Rain immediately going to be dropped, and sadly his teammate had decided to fall back. But Carrigan, as he re-aggresses, finds himself 1. But that will be all he's allowed to find before Steel once again returns it.
Yeah, 1 and done is all it's going to be so far. Guardian getting himself boosted up just at the back of the toilets there. Tapping away. Oh, when he takes one straight to the face, will be forced to back away. Sabrosa was on the hunt for another kill. We've got a 1-man advantage, at least for Ghost here, as they look to try and push their way onto the A site. Only 1 player up on B. Everyone else has moved all the way over. Croman's going to be the one that makes the first bit of contact here. Fires off a few shots. He's just ducking and diving. Going to hold a very tight angle, wait for 1 player to fire through in. 1 by 1. They are grouping up, but Kusta could come round and actually play the sneak attack here. Close range, though. Croman's going to be able to deal with this. Remember, he doesn't have any armor. He was the one holding all the utility to play with here. They've got very close range, but Guardian's coming into full effect. Croman takes down 1 more, and this is looking good. The hold is strong. Croman with the 2nd kill. Nico to finish it off, and the pistol round does go in favor of FaZe. Very aggressive start there, especially with Ghost holding back, but FaZe looking pretty strong early on.
Yeah, it didn't start off too great for them after getting caught off guard. Carrigan just re-aggressing, finds 1 again, and they still had the man disadvantage. But Ghost Gaming, they just took a very long time to be able to actually get up to that bomb site. Of course, gave the opportunity for, I believe it was Nico that came in from behind, and Croman just doing a lot of work finding those 2 kills and just delaying the push so massively out long. Yeah, here we go. Of course, the force buy is going to be coming in from Ghost. They don't get the bomb plant. They go for a scout onto Steel, interestingly enough. Pio not going to... Actually, does invest everything. He has the Kevlar as well. It's Wardell that decides to keep some money, so we may see him deciding to pick up that op onto the first gun round, which will be interesting to see. Right now, a pretty safe buy coming in from FaZe Clan. They have mostly rifles, 2 FAMASs, 2 M4s, Croman being the only one with the SMG to try and build up some bank. And Ghost Gaming taking this round pretty slow once again, just hanging back, waiting to see if they can catch any mistakes off guard.
Yeah, I guess this could be like Steel trying to figure out how FaZe are going to be overconfident and over-aggressive early on. You kind of saw it on the pistol round. Now they've on the weaker buy here. So Bros is looking to try and open this up. Deagle in hand. All it may take is 1 bullet in there. Guardian's going to be the one close range. He does have the M4, though, and straight away loses his head. This is the start that they wanted. He's grabbed himself now an M4 to play with. Rain's going to back off as Carrigan comes to back him up as well. So they start to push their way onto this A site, at least with Sabrosa, while the bomb's actually going to be rotating around to B. So they're trying to force the rotation, but FaZe playing it smart so far, keeping it 2-2 split.
Ooh, just as you say that, though, Croman actually does begin to head back up, although Nico has gotten aggressive into the B water, able to find himself 1 quick kill as he comes back. He'll spot out 2 on the connector and actually finds Wardell in the background before eventually being traded out. So pretty quickly into a 3-on-3. Problem is the B bomb site, of course, going to be completely open, which should allow for at least the bomb plant to come down. Although with Ghost Gaming deciding to take their time now, things definitely may get a little bit awkward. Carrigan actually been able to drop Sabrosa as well. Steel, sadly, not going to be able to find anything. Leaves it all on the Pio, who comes in from short and will be dropped. So a really nice recovery from FaZe. They're able to keep themselves with 3 players alive. But they do lose a FAMAS and an M4, I believe it was. So a little bit of damage at least being done for Ghost. But into this round, not really going to be able to buy anything at all. Should be a pretty easy 3rd round been picked up for FaZe.
And that was really huge from Carrigan there. So Sabrosa was just waiting, hoping to hear the rotate. And Carrigan just stayed desperately on that A bomb site. Sabrosa pushed in, wasn't going to allow that to happen, and that was really what they needed. They needed him to get one kill so they could push around, take the site, and he could kind of come in with a sneak attack. Didn't happen this time around. Now they're just going to be pretty much on the full eco, very little to play with, just a tiny bit of utility. You can see Kusta getting lined up at the moment, and FaZe will try and get this out of the way very fast. But a key thing as well is Ghost unable to get the plant down at all yet, so they don't have the best money to work with. And it's going to be money-making day for Guardians. He starts to spray away early on there, making the SMG work for him. Sabrosa's able to get one. Rain can hear exactly what's going on. Going to fire down. Oh, could have taken a little bit of damage. Kusta's looking to finish him off, but he just falls back. Got to play it smart. Guardian to clean it up, and he gets 3 kills with the SMG in hand. Money made, money in the bank, and 3-0. Early start here for FaZe on Overpass.
Yeah, and he's just going to go straight onto the op, as you can see. He will, of course, be facing off against Wardell, who has one of their own. Kusta happy enough to just stick onto the rifle for the moment. Buy for the FaZe side, pretty good. They upgrade basically everything other than that one MP9 on towards Nico. Rain going to keep the FAMAS. So overall, it's a bit of a bonus round. They still have the money left if they do lose this one to reinvest once again. And Ghost, they do kind of lack in terms of the utility. That could be a little bit of a problem, as we said. They are a pretty methodical team, not having that utility to take all that map control. Maybe something that could affect them. Interesting boost going to be coming in from Guardian to start this one off, but actually it's Wardell that finds that opening pick in towards mid, and actually Steel as well, aggressive through the smoke, drops Carrigan, so pretty quickly brought into a 5-on-3 in favour of Ghost Gaming.
So Ghost with 5 alive. FaZe already losing Carrigan and Rain. Nico's going to look towards water, but he's still rocking an SMG, so he's going to have to take it close range. He's going to look for maybe a rotation coming through. Guardian is going to have to be incredibly impactful here. He gets boosted up. He's going to go for the peak, looking for Wardell. So we're going to come down to timing. As you watch, the first flash goes over. Guardian takes a pot shot, but he can't make it connect. Steel pushing his way in, does go down. Guardian's ready for it. Croman able to try him in as well. Another kill for Guardian. He's holding strong as Nico's found Polo in the meantime. This is 3v1, and Ghost, they did have the lead, but how much more can they do here? It's all on Wardell. He's got the AWP in hand. He knows where Nico is. Goes for the shot, but can't make it connect. Nico just too fast for him. 4-0. And Nico shooting him while he's dead as well. Just goes, hey, look, sit down. This is my game.
I like this. A pause being called already from Ghost. This is something that they need early on. Of course, being up against a team like FaZe, you don't want to get them rolling with that momentum. Go ahead and call a tactical pause now. They won't be able to buy into this round, of course. They likely are just going to have to maybe upgrade a couple of pistols, aim for a bomb plant, get a bit of damage done. And that should at least be doable. Get a couple kills if they can. Upgraded pistols. Working with the full money bonus, of course, into the next round, $3,400. They may be able to buy up body armor onto a couple of players. I'll be interested to see. I presume they're just going to keep Wardell on the primary up.
Yeah, this is one of the points we talked about, right? Was it going to be Kusta or was it going to be Wardell? So getting to see him start off with it. Maybe they switched up when needed, but so far Wardell is the key point man with it. Obviously did a little bit of damage, but that was it early opening. Wasn't able to get too much else done there. So Ghost are massively on the back foot, but it's about how they recover from it. We thought with Ghost picking this map that they would have a game plan going into it. It still is early days though.
Yeah, very early days indeed. And as I said, it's just going to be the pistol, some body armor, and also a nice set of utility coming in onto 3 players. Looks like we will just see an execute coming in towards the B bomb site. As I said, their goal is just going to be to try to get that bomb down and get a few kills if they can. A round win would be a massive bonus, of course. But here we go, just charging straight into the B bomb site. Croman going to be here to try and hold this down alongside Nico, and so far it seems to be a pretty easy job. Bio finds 1 at least, but it's only a small consolation. And 4 players do manage to survive on the FaZe clan side. Ghost, of course, they can buy into this one. Wardell probably going to be going for the up, I would presume. He's not going to be able to get the head armor. He'll be stuck down to the body armor with maybe a flash or so. They'll have a pretty decent buy overall. A lot more utility into this one than in the previous, of course.
Yeah, Ghost fully committed to that, rushed into the B site, trying to get the bomb down, but wasn't able to. It does obviously start to matter a little bit lesser here as they build that round loss bonus. We see the buy coming in. It's Wardell back on the AWP. So what I'm going to look for from Ghost here is just that slow play and waiting for FaZe. What else have they got other than that, especially on their buy rounds now? Because they can't just sit back and wait every single time. FaZe is able to adapt so much faster than them. They have to be able to at least start with some of these openings.
Yeah, similar to the previous gun round, Steel actually just charges straight through the mid-smoke. This time, no one's aggressive for him to catch off guard, so they're given a bit of map control to work with at least. Right now, it's a pretty standard setup coming in by FaZe. Guardian left alone over on long, boosted up, of course, to try and hold down that position, and just 1 player back on the bomb site being Carrigan. And actually also connector control being taken by Ghost. But the problem is they've lost B in the process. We've seen FaZe actually get aggressive. They know themselves that they don't have the mid control. And at this point, Ghost, they're kind of going to be forced towards A unless they want to take the time to try and reclaim B water.
And again, Steel is going to be making his way through the restroom. Guardian was up high, but he's moved back just in time. Steel's going to continue to push forward. Nice little setup, because they're going to be looking straight at Guardian to start off with. He's jumping around, keeping himself open. Carrigan hasn't heard it just yet. Does spot out Steel, though, able to get the kill. No other T's able to capitalize and try and get a refrag at all there. So good early lead for him. Sabroja is going to continue to try and push forward, checking all his corners, but still very slow plays here. They're just walking in to the rest of FaZe, who seem pretty much prepared for everything that's going to happen here. Guardian's looking to jump up once again. It's going to be him versus Wardell. Once them flashes come across, if they try and do exactly what we saw on the first buy round coming out as Carrigan, oh my. If he continues to push forward here, he could do some serious damage in the back. He hears exactly what's going on. He knows what the plan is. Guardian finds one. Wardell's gone down. Goes for Kuster as well, but he is able to reply. A little bit sloppy from Carrigan there. Croman is able to close it out with Rain as well. Ghost Gaming, again, just a little bit too slow.
Yeah, and there was, I believe when that bomb got dropped, there was only about 9 seconds. So by the time they would have retrieved that and tried to actually get that to the bomb site and trying to get through Guardian, of course, it was still waiting there to round. Just from that one kill from Carrigan was And yeah, as I said, the fact that they didn't get any control over towards B allowed for FaZe to get aggressive, stack up a little bit towards the A site, and they were just completely aware of what was happening. They weren't taken off guard at all. They knew it was going to be the hit towards that A bomb site. And once again, now Ghost Gaming just going to be back down to those pistols. This time they're able to get the head armor, a bit more utility as well, and it seems like it might be once again just a pretty similar approach over towards B. Nico going to be ready for this. Molotov goes down to stop any monster rushes. But once again, 3 players just making their way straight up short, and Nico actually playing around the smoke. This is going to be interesting, likely going to find the back of a few, but it's not really needed. Croman gets himself a pretty quick triple spray down, and sadly, Steel and Wardell, they'd been held off by that smoke over towards Monster, so they weren't able to assist their teammates.
Yeah, left alone at the moment. They might find Guardian, but how much else can they get done here? Rain's coming around the corner, finds one. Okay, a little bit of a backward forward firefight. Luckily, Ghost didn't manage to pick up any of the weapons there. Not too worried, at least, FaZe Clan, in what weapons do drop, though, because they've got plenty of money to work with.
Yeah, rolling in money right now. There is a bank on Overpass.
It's certainly locked down by the FaZe Clan currently. 7-0 lead early on here. Ghost haven't seemingly found an answer yet, and maybe at this point, do you just try a faster push? Now you've got all the weapons and utility here, because the slow pace has just seen them caught off guard, even if they get the opening kills.
Yeah, even when you just look at those pistol rounds, they've had a lot of success at actually getting into the B site itself.
Yeah.
They just, with only the pistols, they weren't too successful in finding the kills. But it seems like there definitely was a bit of a weakness. The fact that 2 rounds with those pistols, they were able to just run straight up short without actually being held back immediately. It was a bit of a more passive setup. And you can see this round, they are actually just going to group up towards B. Once again, it's just going to be held off by the smokes. All 5 players just chilling outside Monster. And it seems like they may actually decide to back off on this one. But once again, having given up the rest of the map control just gives such a massive opportunity for FaZe, and they're going to go ahead and capitalize on it. Rain gets aggressive. He's in a perfect position to shut down any players that come back in his direction. But still, he was expecting it. A very nice shot indeed. And Sabrosa Elsewhere was able to take down, I believe that was Croman. So a 5v3. We've seen this before for Ghost. Will they be able to actually capitalize on it and turn it into a round this time is the question.
This is what worries me, though, because that's worked now. Ghost going a little bit slower. They'll just sit back on it and think, oh, okay, look, we do have a potential. You've got the lead again, though, and this isn't the first time we've seen it this game. Can they hold on to it? That's the key question. Kusta checking every angle so slowly, so carefully. You can see they are a little bit shocked. And you just saw there, Carrigan's actually managed to walk around one of the Ghost Gaming T's. Nico not able to act fast enough here, but he's going to continue to push round as Polo is snuck all the way through. So he has a potential to be caught off here, because all of his team are going to think that it's actually clear while Carrigan's snuck around him. So much damage can be done. Wardale's not going to be looking for it. Does make the shot. Wardale just spotting it out. Still very low here as well. Bomb has been planted. 2v3. There's good potential for Carrigan to come in here and do some further damage. He's going to go looking around the side as Guardian picks up 1 kill. 2v2, and Guardian, he can play very aggressive close range with that orb. This is the final chance here for Ghost. This is what they were looking for. Carrigan finishing off Kusta. Now it's all on Polo. He's going to look for the options, and Guardian's just too fast for him. FaZe playing it so smart. 3 kills up on Guardian, 2 for Carrigan. And it doesn't matter if the odds are stacked against them. They are not letting these rounds drop. Ghost, a little bit better, but still not enough.
Yeah, once again, they have that advantage, but they just kind of get picked apart by the aggression. The aggression was what gave them the opportunity, of course, to get into that 3-on-5. But even after going down into that 3-on-5 phase, they didn't shy away from it. Carrigan just got aggressive through connector. He had that perfect flank coming in from behind, and it was looking like it maybe wouldn't have worked. But of course, an amazing retake coming in by both Guardian and Carrigan, working together for 2 each. So there we go, another round onto the board for FaZe Clan, and already leading 8-0. And we do have to remind the viewers, of course, that this is the map choice of Ghost Gaming.
Yeah, that's the thing, because next is going to be Dust too, and FaZe, they obviously felt confident picking into that. It kind of, the pick bans went as we expected it, to be honest, but Ghost so far, their plan is not working, though it is T-side. Remember, there's 2 halves to every game in Counter-Strike. Maybe they've got a way to come back into it, and it's definitely not over yet. We've seen crazier things. Rain in a good spot, but he's going to be checked straight away. Nice opening for Polo, and you see Guardian, he's trying to crouch. Moves very slowly. He wants to get the kill, but he also wants to stay alive and be safe. Carrigan with the backup for him as well. It's just the smart aggression coming out of FaZe. It's not too much. You're just waiting back a little bit, but you're keeping the pace and also controlling where you're looking at Ghost going there as Carrigan finds out where the rest of them are still are. He knows players are still hanging around restrooms, and he's just able to reposition himself once again with the backup of Guardian.
Yeah, Guardian, of course, watching the short, making sure that no one can actually come in through the little doorway. Although right now it looks like we are going to see them looking to try and maybe make their way back down towards B. You can see the bomb slowly routing its way back through the toilets. Could make its way down connector if it wanted. Oh, Carrigan gets caught off guard with a flash out, so I think this is probably going to influence them now to just commit straight to the A bomb site. Guardian, of course, being the last line of defense. Finds one, but sadly with the Molotov going down, he is going to be forced to fall back off for the moment. So a 2-on-4 for Guardian and Nico to try and pull off. Bomb, of course, yet to be planted. And Nico slowly rotating up through connector, going to have the opportunity for a flank, but will it be quick enough is the question, and it seems like Kusta is being very cautious of this one, and he hasn't even actually made his way up through connector yet, so Nico taking his time, expecting perhaps a lurker to be in towards this position, and this should be finally Ghost Gaming picking up their first round.
And Guardian continues to take the shots, but still will work his way around through bank to take him down. Nico will just fall back and save into this. 4 weapons being saved. 4 Ghost is going to be huge as well. Nico falls, so he's unable to do any further damage to their economy. That's going to put it at 8-1. Looking very strong here. And, well, the scoreboard does tell a very fitting sign, but Ghost Gaming at least came alive in that last round.
Yeah, nice round from both Kusta and Poyo. I think Poyo opened it up. He was the one that was able to find that opening kill on Rain and Connector, which is not a position that's very common. That smoke being down is, of course, something that he may not have expected, but he looked up. He was able to get himself the opening kill, and from that point, they managed to just work together and make sure they found all the trades. So, yeah, 8-1, Ghost Gaming finally getting around onto the board. So 5-4 players means they will have a little bit of money left over in the bank, but if they are to lose this one, likely going to be working once again with a pretty weak buy, so they need to try and change some rounds together. Again, that loss bonus reset would be a pretty bad thing at this point. Look how aggressive Croman is getting, though, and he actually finds himself a quick kill on towards the Brosa Rain as well, getting boosted up in the party, or rather just jumping up in the party, able to take down Steel. Mordell trying to play over the smoke will eventually return one. So a 4v3, pretty good for FaZe early on, and you can see with that man advantage, you're just going to go ahead and cancel this aggression, fall back off, and make sure that Ghost Gaming have to work to pull themselves back into this round.
Yeah, incredibly smart there. Croman could have gone for it, could have tried to get the refrag and take down Wardell after getting up that initial pick onto Rain. But instead, he's going to keep the number advantage. Well, they're going to try, at least as Nico has fallen. Was looking forward to try and take some players down from Connector, but instead he gets bested in his own area, puts it into a 3 versus 3. Ghost now, they've got the advantage on where they want to work around here. As long as they stick together, Croman continuing to go aggressive as well, but he finds the kill onto Kusta. It's 1-for-1, but there are no trades coming in. FaZe Clan trying to hold on to that advantage any way they can. And once again, Ghost Gaming focusing on that ace site, and that was a great shot coming out from Wardell. Catches Croman on the jump, and you can see now straight away they're going to have to push in. But be careful, because Guardian's there, ready and waiting. One more shot is all it's going to take. Slow play coming in, he takes some damage. He's not able to take the shot yet, but he bides it to the last second, managing to make it work. 9-1, Ghost are going to be reset as well. Okay, you can force a buy off of this if you wanted to, but it's not the most ideal situation for him.
Yeah, did they want to buy? I was thinking maybe they do. You can see they are going to go. Of course, being double eco, even if they went for the 1 eco, he wouldn't have been able to buy into the next. So they're going to get what they can. Wardell on a scout. Yeah, I think he had enough for an AK, so that's an interesting choice. But yeah, 2 AKs, a Mac 10, a scout, and a CZ. It's not terrible, but it's not perfect either, of course. FaZe right now working with everything they want. It's going to be around that they should be able to claim. It seems like Ghost Gaming maybe trying to take up the pace once again, just fast over towards B, at least to get that initial control and towards short. And I believe Croman, having jump spotted that, gets himself the info to work with. And let's see, Ghost looks like they are going to go ahead and slow this down once again. You can see they even have Wardell over towards mid, just to make sure that no one gets aggressive, adapting to that play that we've seen from FaZe so far. Because Ghost Gaming overall, they have been kind of just grouping up to one area and not being careful of their flanks as much as they probably should be. Ooh, Guardian. He just spotted out the barrel.
He knows what's going on. He can see Zabrosa there as well. Does he want to be cheeky? Does he want to keep trying to peek it down? Nico's going to come as well. They're going to drop the boost over. So smart. One mistake. If they just go too far back, Kusta's going to probably be the first player to be seen. Oh, he spots him out. Great work from Kusta. Looking for it, and Nico was unable to react. Now Sabrosa's got to try and find an opening here. If he can get the kill onto Croman and push their way in. Steel's able to back him up, though. Damage being done. The Guardian misses the first AWP shot. Forced to fall back, but he gets taken down by the CZ. This is great work from Ghost. It's all working out in their favor, despite their limited weaponry. And now we're in a 4v2. The bomb is down. Kusta takes another shot. Has to go for cover straight away. Guardian pushing round. But the damage has been dealt. Ghost Gaming managed to do it. They managed to make it work. They grabbed themselves an AWP to play with as well. Sadly, Wardell stuck on that scout, though. Wasn't able to pick up anything else on the floor. But overall, Ghost Gaming are going to be incredibly happy with that round.
Yeah, the great opening kill to be found by Kusta. The problem there for Nico was, of course, he was closer to the wall, so he's going to be spotted out first. He had the longer gun barrel, the M4. Himself a pretty easy kill, and from that point they just swarm the B bomb site and it all goes in their favor. Nice work to chase down Guardian as well, not let him actually be able to escape away. Of course, having the op after he takes one shot, he is going to be quite vulnerable, and Kusta just with the CZ gets up close. So there we go, a second round for Ghost. Keeping the scout, interestingly enough, on the Kusta. That's going to be a pretty difficult weapon to try and make work on this T side, and already Guardian gets aggressive on mid and immediately drops Wardell. 5-on-4 in favor of FaZe Clan. Rain hanging around in connector with a Mag 7 for the moment. Ghost, though, they have slowed this one down, looking to try and group up and get that control over towards A once again.
Yeah, Rain's looking to do some serious damage. Close range in connector. Guardian still holding strong. He's not as aggressive anymore, but he's taking a forward angle. They know Ghost are going to go back to that slow. There's a down out of it, and straight away, Rain is ready, lined up. First shot comes in, grabs himself an AK, and this is where Ghost will be on the back foot. They are picking up a few rounds here, right? We've seen a couple come in, but FaZe are able to adapt, react, and bounce back every single time. Now it's all up to Steel and Kusta. Kusta with a scout and deagle. Steel AWP in hand. Guardian Just unlucky on the timing there. Can't make it work. Rain's looking for the top of his head. Still trying to find the angle to work with. Does get the shot off, though. Does make it work. FaZe don't want to be too over-aggressive here because all it takes is one more kill for this to fly in favor of Ghost. Guardians continues to try and tap away. Nico's come to back him up as well. They're going to start to swarm still. What can he get done? He's found one so far, but they're coming from both sides, and Guardians just too fast. Nice and easy for him in the end there. 10-2, 4 left alive for FaZe, and they're just continuing to be able to bounce back no matter what Ghost throw it.
Yeah, as you said, they're doing a good job at adapting so far. I think that's actually the first gun round we've seen them get aggressive in towards Connector. They were happy enough with giving it up in the past, but Ryan being on the Mag 7 decides to get aggressive, gets himself a free AK upgrade, and that was really nice indeed. Ghost Gaming going to be able to just scrape together the buy once again. It is a force by Mordell, the only one that actually has the rifle to work with, and the rest of the players on the CZ. And let's see where they decide to take this one. Before CZ, you'd probably expect it to be a little bit of a faster approach.
And the faster approaches has seen them get in the sights, has seen them get their chances on there. Guardian misses the first shot. They do know where he is, but he's close range, taken down still. Comes in with a second one as well. Whatever damage can he get done? Sabrosa, that dangerous CZ, rips him apart. And a second one coming in. Okay, so now Ghost have something to work with. 2v3, and they've got weapons to play with as well.
Yeah, Pyo rather not able to pick up a weapon as of yet, but Sabrosa, of course, having that up to try and get something done with. Nico on and up himself, going to be getting aggressive, has a nice little angle to pin down that connector position, and actually as the peak comes in, an easy kill indeed is to be found, leaving Sabrosa now as the last man standing. A 1v3 to try and pull off, have to be the quad kill in total. And it's not going to be easy. I guess the one positive you can say is he has a decent amount of time to work with, just over a minute. He does also have the bomb in his possession. He does have to be careful because he knows that Nico was fairly aggressive towards short. Tries to jump into the angle. Smoke being down should make him realise that the player has gone ahead and just fell back off onto the site. Definitely be aware now as he spots out the jump peak. Problem is his own position now, of course, going to be known as well. Carrigan getting aggressive up mid. Smoke goes down. So we're also going to try and push forward to try and force this fight. Sadly not connecting the shots as of yet. Brought himself down to 50 HP as Carrigan does connect a few bullets. And with 35 seconds remaining at this point, he just has to try and charge onto one of these bomb sites or else try and save. Sadly, Croman is there to go ahead and finish him off. So another round going to be picked up for FaZe, 11-2. And after that force play now, Ghost probably just going to have to go for one eco, concede that 12th round, and try and get themselves 3 on this T-sided half.
Yeah, that's really what you're going to hope for here. It's not the ideal situation. You'd at least hope for like a 10-5, 9-6 scoreline for Ghost. But as we said, we don't know what we're going to expect from them or what we're going to see on their CT side. FaZe are a giant team for them to come and face up against. This was never going to be easy. But I did expect a little bit more from Ghost, just because it was their pick into it. And we see a little bit of the waiting.
I think they mollied themselves. Nico took some damage. It was interesting.
Nice you can get away with it, right? When you're this far ahead, you're allowed it. Rain's going to do the mopping up anyway. They are on eco. Does end up going out there, but Guardian's able to back him up. Shots coming in. It's only 2 members left of Ghost. FaZe are just on the hunt at this point. Carrigan cleaning up, nice and easy, 12-2. This is the last round of the first half, and Ghost, they really have to make this count. They need every single inch of it to go in their favor, because it's going to be incredibly tough when we go into the second half.
Yeah, and they're not going to have the op this time either, which is something that they have been relying on to find those opening picks. Yeah. Of course, playing that very passive style we've seen, at least in the majority of the rounds. Wardell this time, of course, only going to have the scout, so going to need to be able to connect those headshots if he wants the quick kills. Steel actually going to be relegated down to a Galil as well in order to get some utility for them to work with. So let's see if they stick with that pretty slow approach, or are they going to maybe try and take it up a little bit? You can see immediately 3 players over towards B, a couple players towards Connector as well. And we're looking to see them just try and get some map control, it seems, which they should be able to do fairly easily. FaZe this time not getting quite as aggressive. Guardian is actually pushed up on mid with the op peeking in towards and actually kind of just hiding for the moment. But if he does peek out, he should be able to find himself quite a lot of info. And it looks like Ghost Gaming, their plan into this one is just to try and just take it towards this B-bomb site immediately. And once again, the jump peek comes in. It's Croman this time. He gets himself a lot of info to work with. And you can see already a rotate coming down to try and assist towards this B-bomb site.
Yeah, the execute happens. Ghosts know they've been seen. They can't delay it any longer. Nico misses the first shot with the AWP. Kusta taking down Carrigan. This is the chance. This is what the Ghost needed to push into this site. Gonna have no problem getting the bomb down. It's Guardian getting the first kill, missing the second though. He saw where Wardell went. Further smoke's being planted. He's having his head ripped off though. As soon as he pokes out, it's all on Rain, and well, he has to go for it now. He's got a bit of utility to play with. But 4v1. We've seen this man do crazier things. It is certainly possible. Ooh, and now his position's given away. He has been spotted out, but straight away Steel's able to reply. A 3rd round secured for Ghost. The question is that going to be enough? They're going to have one of the most phenomenal CT sides I've seen on Overpass in my entire life.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for them indeed. And it's very cliche to say, but it goes without saying as well that they are going to need that pistol round if they want any form of a chance to try and pull this one back. Without it, it'll likely be 15-3 before they even get the rifles out.
Yeah, a really difficult situation for them to deal with, and FaZe have been looking very solid. One thing I've loved is the fact that Croman is not just fragging, but also playing that teamwork side of things, right? You're watching him swap around the bomb sites, but also it's the communication between him and Guardian when they were pushing out through a site. Multiple times that was catching Ghost off guard, and even if Guardian fell, sometimes the players who kind of feel like they have a point to prove, they stay there a little bit too long, find themselves getting caught off guard. Multiple times we saw Croman falling back, playing the angles, playing it smart.
Yeah, just overall, as you said, it was very controlled aggression. They always had a plan that wasn't kind of one person just pushing forward on their own. If they were going in one position, their teammates knew what to do to kind of... The rest of the map was held properly. But here we go, going live into the pistol round. Ghost, of course, going to be looking to try and pick this one up to start it off. They get that defuse count on the seal alongside a couple of flashes. And I believe he's just going straight for that mid peak. That's actually going to be Pio, who decides to just go ahead and try and get himself some info. Kind of spot out a couple of players, which forces him to fall back off. It was an early B stack, of course, coming in for Ghost. And FaZe Clan right now just going to be charging their way up through the toilets, getting this control pretty easily, although a pretty quick opening kill to be found from Pio. Takes down Rain, hangs around, which could make things a little bit awkward, especially as Croman is able to go ahead and return that one, leaving Steel now on the bomb site to try and hold this down with the assistance of Kusta. And with the smokes coming into place, it is going to be difficult. And oh my god, what a shot from Guardian. Steel dropped immediately. Kusta being blinded up, doesn't realize that a player has actually been able to come around the back, but he swings, finds that headshot on towards Nico, and now Croman and Guardian are going to be the last two remaining to try and clutch this one out. Nice kill indeed from Guardian, so a 2v2, and they may actually be able to just make their way straight down to this B bomb site now. Problem is, yeah, that's the problem. Wardell just going to be able to drop the bomb. I was going to say Guardian being pinned down, he wouldn't really be able to make his way to try and assist. So yeah, a pretty important pistol round being picked up for Ghost. A fourth round indeed. No bomb plant, of course, coming in from FaZe Clan, so we probably can't expect to see that force buy.
Kusta was huge there, by the way. So he got blinded out, didn't know what was going on, was still able to react to the player behind him and find that next kill. If it wasn't for him getting that, you probably would have seen that go FaZe Clan's way. So, like you said, a good start here for Ghost, getting exactly what they needed. But now they've got to deal up with the forced up pistols of FaZe Clan. A couple of deagles to play with everyone else up on the CZs. We're going to see an incredibly fast round come out of the T side. Or are they going to keep it a little bit slower? Carrigan working his way around. Guardian's taking a nade down heavily down to 23 health. Rain's worked his way through connector as well. So they're keeping themselves a little bit split, but it looks like more of a focus towards the A site, at least for now. And Ghost, they do have a heavy presence over to it, but look how deep Carrigan's managed to get himself. Takes the first few pop shots, just misses Wardell though, but now his position has been compromised.
And Sabros is going to have a bit of a treat once the smoke begins to fade. Two players just stacked up on top of each other. Likely not really going to be peeking, although with a flash coming in from his teammate, he's given a really nice opportunity. Only manages to find one before being traded out. But Wardell is there as well. Carrigan just pushes straight through the smoke. Finds himself only one, but Nico, of course, to assist, brings this down to a 3-on-2 now in favour of FaZe Clan. Steel and Pio, the two players down on that B-bomb set, are going to be left with a very difficult task to try and save this one. Going to have to be that retake, of course, and they don't currently have a defuse kit in their possession.
Yeah, this is really touch and go for Ghost. They cannot afford to let these rounds slip away, not when they've had the upper hand in terms of economy and weaponry. They work their way through Bank. Guardian, close range, low health. Straight to him, though. They're able to deal the damage. Nico, known for them crazy deagle shots. What else can he pull off here? Continues to tap away. He does go down. Now puts into 1v1. It's up to Carrigan. The bomb's not really planted for Carrigan, though. The smoke's going to go down in front of it, but Polo has to fully sit on it. Carrigan comes down at the right time, catches him off guard, and that's the 13th secured. 3 is all they need. Ghost now, look at their money. They have nothing to play with. Their bank is absolutely destroyed. Wardell's going to pick up a scout. We're going to see a UMP up on Sabrosa. What do the rest do? Where do you even go from here? Because FaZe Clan are going to be laughing all the way to the bank because they can get whatever they need, and the tactical comeback is called, and rightly so, because you've really got to try and understand how this works. Even for Steel, he's probably thinking, what is the best we can do here?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. As you said, it's going to be very limited in terms of the weapons. If they don't take this round, it'll be similar in the following. They may just want to go for the one eco, but at that point, FaZe, then they'll be given map point for basically free. And of course, as we said before, this is the map choice of Ghost. We were expecting a lot more from them on this one. We said this is the map that they had a chance on. Cash and Dust 2, of course, Dust 2 being next, they would be a bit of a struggle up against the individual skill of FaZe, and it seems to be even a struggle here on Overpass with that preparation that they have.
And even on that the little round there that happened, right, where Carrigan swung round the side with a CZ, he'd crouched all the way through. They thought they had Long completely covered, but because he snuck all the way around, used their smoke against him, he was able to catch all of them off guard. They both had their backs turned, and it just fell apart. Very crushing for Ghost, considering it looked like they had that round won.
Yeah, it started off pretty well. I liked their approach. That flash as well for Sabrosa to peek out was really nice. He only found one, but Wardell was there to follow it up. But sadly, as you said, Carrigan being the man that really changed that round before the smoke bouncing through the Molotov. I thought that was an issue that had been resolved, but apparently not. Nico, the first man to find contact, and actually trades out pretty equally with Wardell, but with his teammate there to assist, Wardell will be finished off before Sabrosa is able to go ahead and pounce and trade that back into a 4-on-4 and actually steal as well. He may be able to catch a couple players off guard, but sadly Carrigan was prepared. So Sabrosa now just pinned down in the playground. Players on all sides of him. Finds the first, which is a pretty nice find indeed. The question is, did they leave him here now? The bomb, of course, being back in that position, they have to go ahead and retrieve it, and it seems like they're going to go ahead and try and pincer in on his position. Guardian coming in from behind should have a pretty easy frag, but it wasn't even needed. Rain instead to find it, so leaving it all onto Pyo and Kusta now. Only having the CZs, of course, not going to be easy by any means. Up against those rifles, especially in these long-range duels. Kusta, if he peeks up connector, his head should be spotted out. But actually, Guardian going to be backing off now. The question is, where did they take this bomb? Be looking a little bit more likely, it seems. And with Pyo in a very aggressive position, this could be quite impactful play from Pyo right now. Getting aggressive at the T-spawn. If he gets this kill on Croman, and there you go, the bomb actually being dropped as well now. So they have the info that it was coming towards B. He can just try and fall back off, get himself onto the bomb site, and work with his teammate.
The horrible thing here for both the Ghost players, they haven't been able to pick up the weaponry. They do have the CZs to play with. And Polo's going to go straight in for the hide, but it gets taken down instantly. Guardian was ready and waiting for it. It's all on Kusta now. Spots out Guardian, but he can't make it work. Taps away with a CZ. It just didn't go in his favor. I was hoping that maybe Kusta pushes through Connect and tries to grab one of the fallen guns to work with. But just sitting on both CZs, that was a really uphill battle that, well, they weren't able to win this time around. 14-4. One more round in it, and this is the one where they are going to have to go in with a save, surely.
Yeah, most likely. It's kind of... I wouldn't be mad if they force spot, in all honesty, at this point. But yeah, I think going for the one save, just trying to get the rifles out, and even just using it from this point forward as practice, as a bit of experience to get yourself warmed up on that CT side. Because going into Dust 2, as we said, it's not going to be easy. So if they can at least try and bring this back to a bit more of a respectable scoreline, get themselves warmed up, you can see into this one, just going to immediately push up through A. Long, pretty easy time so far for Guardian and Nico, who are just tapping the heads away. Nico actually gets himself a second as well, so Pyo and Sabrosa being the only ones that are left, and with only those default pistols, I wouldn't expect them to be able to find anything at all, and that is the case indeed. Ooh, I didn't know you could jump up on the side of the swing there. It's interesting.
Learn from the best. Learn from Guardian. 25-8 is where Guardian's rocking it. He is loving playing around on Overpass. He had a solid showing on the CT side with the AWP. Now, AK in hand, FaZe Clan are going to look to close this out 16-4. Ghost, they can mount up a solid defense. Wardell's picked up his AWP once again. And that was the key for them winning the rounds they did win. Not so many rounds, but the rounds they did win. He was the key man because he was always the one opening it up.
Even a lot of the rounds they didn't win, he was able to open it up. Definitely worth noting. Let's see what their approach is into this one. Steel is going to be able to find a bit of damage, actually. Croman and Nico both being tagged down fairly heavily. And pretty decent start in terms of the HP going in favour of Ghost. Although FaZe has been able to get themselves a nice amount of map control, and it seems to be a pretty passive setup from Ghost. The exact opposite of what we've seen from FaZe. Of course, mostly they were trying to aggress early on. And let's see, FaZe taking their time. They already have that map control to work with. The question is, do they have the executes ready? And it seems like they do indeed. Carrigan going to be the one that actually leads the way out of Month. Gonna have an easy kill indeed on towards Pyo, but somehow he's able to find Guardian beforehand. But Carrigan makes up for it as he doubles down by dropping Steel as well before eventually the trades do come back, and they tend to go in favour of Ghost Gaming, it seems. Croman and Rain are going to be left now in a 2v2. HP advantage still going to be slightly in favour of Ghost. But oh my god, Rain jumps up and finds the headshot immediately onto Kusta. And also, as he jumps again, he will be able to spot out the final player, Wardell, now being forced back, his position being known. And the bomb should be able to get planted fairly easily now.
Yeah, Wardell was going to go up high, but he knew that's exactly where their eyes would be looking after the mollies came towards his direction. Still, Croman can go down very easily here. He's looking for an opening. He's all alone, but that's all he's going to get. 16-4, and FaZe Clan close out the first map in style. A good effort from Ghost Gaming, but it wasn't enough. The crazy thing for me is that was their pick. I am slightly nervous now going into Dust 2.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought maybe they could win it, but I didn't think it was going to be I thought it was going to be close, at least. I didn't think it was going to be a smash in favour of FaZe. I thought maybe 16-10 for FaZe, something along those lines. But yeah, whatever preparation Ghost put in just didn't really seem to work. And I guess you can understand when Guardian is having an absolutely massive performance like that.
Yeah, guys completely dropped the ball. So we've really got to see how it pans out, at least for Ghost, because FaZe certainly we know will be able to at least deliver on it.
Yeah, it's just all about how comfortable you are in it. But here we are going to be getting right into the game indeed. Going to be actually Ghost starting off on the CT side, FaZe on the T side, which is somewhere where they will be able to control the pace of the game, which is good to see for the FaZe side indeed. And you can see already a pretty fast play going to be coming in. Guardian just immediately out long, gets himself that control, goes into pit originally. And now with the long control, they can actually go ahead and fall back off. They can send a couple of players back if they wanted to do so. A lot of the time when you get that long control, you'll see them send back a couple of players to try and pinch in on short as well, just to take that position off of the CTs, because then the retakes become almost impossible at that point. Instead, going to hang around, going to finally begin to push up through long, trying to take those long range duels, and it will actually be Pyo that starts it off, and Steel as well going to be able to chime in, and everything actually going to be working out for Ghost in this round. Croman eventually returns one. Nico going to be lurking up through short, needs to try and multiple kills from this position, and he starts it off pretty well by finding the first. Problem is he's now the last man standing, and with 3 to try and find in his position pinned down on short. This is going to be extremely difficult indeed. Oh my god, nice shot onto Wardell. Spots out another over at the car and just being given the opportunities. Luckily enough for Ghost, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, I was thinking, okay, he's tapped away too, just a couple of bullets there. What else has Nico got left in? Wasn't able to get it done. A good round there from Ghost. Quick rotation coming in from Wardell as well to back Steel up on that A site. Able to hold off the rush that FaZe were trying to achieve there. And I think FaZe expected a bit more aggression early on at the beginning part towards the end of long there. Well, actually, Ghost Gaming sat mainly in the back of the site. So that worked out in Ghost's favor. Good start for him. Good confidence boost for sure. Let's see what they can build upon here as FaZe are going to go back to that Deagle, P250 and CZ play. Look to be pushing into this B site. So Rosa's just spraying blindly at the moment. Kusta backing him up. How much more damage is going to be done? They walk straight past Subrosa there. This is nice and easy for him. Nico gets one and a second one. Deagle in hand. It's something he's known for time and time again. The 1v3 isn't going to do him any favors there. A little bit of damage, but ultimately Ghost walk away with the win, and FaZe still unable to get a bomb down.